What is good, YouTube and friends and blockchain gamers? I want to give a quick shout out to all my new viewers from the Philippines, arguably one of my favorite countries in Asia. I know there is a large audience of people from the Philippines, brothers and sisters watching in to enjoy some of this Satoshi's Axies content. So every single week I bring you some content on Axie Infinity, 1 to 2 videos. It could be tips and tricks of how to improve your MMR in the arena section, as well as anything really related to Axie Infinity. So in today's video, I've got a really interesting one for you today. I wanted to actually talk to you about one particular reason about why I am extremely bullish on the AXS and the SLP token going into the future, and just generally bullish on Axie Infinity, the game on the whole. I'm gonna do some basic calculations on how much Axie Infinity are gonna be making from their sales from Axies themselves, and why I think that is a huge reason for myself to continue investing not only in Axies as NFTs, not only in land, not only in items, but I am personally heavily investing in the AXS token as well as the SLP token, and getting into doing a lot of breeding as well. All that being said though, you must understand these videos are not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So before you do invest in Axie or you do any crypto investing at all, make sure you do your own research. Let's get into some juicy calculations. Also folks, if you are from the Philippines and you just love Axie Infinity like me, make sure to drop a like on the video. It really does help the YouTube algorithm for my channel. Subscribe to the channel. What you doing? Turn the notifications on. Alrighty, lovely ladies and gentlemen. So this is an article that I did actually come across. The date of this one is actually from March 25th, 2018. It's a Medium article talking about the Axie Marketplace, and as the market for Axies is now open. So it was a little bit of a while ago. And for those of you that are sort of watching in on this video, you don't know anything about Axie Infinity, I believe it is personally going to be the most prevalent and the best blockchain game now and going into the future, or arguably one of the best, and certainly by volume of transactions in Ethereum, it is leading the way, beating all other blockchain games, and that is why I'm just extremely bullish. There are just simply not many people talking about sort of blockchain gaming infrastructure tokens and how successful they may be in the future. There is a lot of hype surrounding NFT digital art itself, but I personally think the value is most definitely in the blockchain games, the successful ones at that. So let's just keep scrolling down here. There's a little bit of information that I do want to fill you in on. So as you can see here, folks, transactions on our site are subjected to a 4.25% commission fee. That fee will be deducted from what a seller gets after a sale. Purchasers don't have to pay any fee. All right, folks, so basically what that means is every time that you or me or anybody else in the Axie Marketplace sells an Axie, Axie Infinity take a 4.25% fee of that total Axie sale, whilst the person buying the Axie on the other end does not have to pay any fee. Now, if we head on over to the dashboard at marketplace.axieinfinity.com, we can actually see here that for the last 24 hours, there have been 17,616 Axies sold out of a total 17,800 items sold, okay? So that could be a combination of Axies, land, and items, okay? For the last 7 days, we had 113,103 Axies sold, okay? And for the last 30 days, we had 327,304 Axies sold. I just cannot even believe that figure. And if we actually talk about the volume for the last 30 days, folks, $77,631,135 US, also equating to I think, what is it, 39,932.7 Ethereum. That is absolutely insane. What does it mean? It means people are buying and selling Axies. They're using this marketplace. They are very, very active. And something also worth mentioning as well, the Ronin sidechain to MetaMask, or to the Ethereum network, okay, the Ethereum blockchain is extremely good because you don't have to pay any gas fees when breeding, when selling Axies, when buying Axies. There are no associated gas fees using the Ronin sidechain, whereas typically when you do use Ethereum on platforms such as OpenSea, when trading, buying, selling, putting up for auction digital art, NFTs, there is fees involved, sometimes $20, $30, $40 and upwards, which is just absolutely sickening and something that does need to be addressed. So why am I mentioning that point? Well, it's just another little side bullish point for why people are so comfortable to, I guess, put so much volume through Axie Infinity. So let's go ahead and do some calculations now, ladies and gentlemen, for the last 30 days, okay? So just watch closely here and we're gonna do a little bit of maths here. So we had 327,304 Axies sold in the last 30 days. Now, of course, it doesn't actually give me the details on how much, well, at least I can't find it, the details on the US dollar or ETH value of actually how many Axies were sold. It gives us the volume, okay? But as far as I'm aware, this volume doesn't represent sort of just the Axies sold. It's a combination of the buying and selling, and not just of the Axies, but also of the other items as well. But what I can do is I can take this figure here, 327,304, okay? And I can actually go and find the current floor price, okay? So the floor price, aka the lowest price of the Axies in the market today, okay? So just ignoring these first couple, I think this first one was based on an auction. Alrighty folks, so after going through and having a look, the floor price of the cheapest Axie that I could find today was $120 US, 0.0619 Ethereum for Axie number 739171, as you can see here. So of course, I'm gonna be doing this calculation based on $120, the floor price. So with that considered, you've got to understand one thing. The number that I give you from the calculations that I do, I'm going to be working out the percentage that roughly Axie Infinity have been making off their sort of sales for the last 30 days. It is most definitely, the figure that I come up with at the end is most definitely going to be on the lower scale, because of course, if you know anything about Axie Infinity, there are Mystic Axies which are worth, I think the floor price for a Mystic Axie is like $15,000 at the moment, and I purchased Axies for between sort of $300 and up to like $500 US, okay? And the floor price doesn't really go underneath $160 US. So the point is, this number that we do come up with now is definitely going to be on the lower end, of the estimate. They are definitely going to be making probably far more than this for Axie sales within the last 30 days. So have a look closely at what I'm going to do here, okay? Some basic mathematics. We're going to go 327,304 and we're going to times that by the floor price of this Axie right here, okay? So if we go over to the calculator here, because I definitely can't do this maths in my head, we're going to do 120, that represents $120 US, okay? And we're going to times that by, again, 327,304. I'm gonna go 327,304, okay? 327,304, that's the amount of Axies sold in the last 30 days. This is the floor price of an Axie today, okay? We're gonna go equals, okay? Alrighty folks, so as you can see here, we are doing the calculation. $120 for the floor price of Axies for the last month. There were 327,304 Axies sold. That equates to a total of at least $39,276,480 for the last month. Okay, so that's, from my calculations, the bottom floor price of the sale volume, okay? Now, if we go ahead and then times that number by 12, okay, assuming of course there are 12 months in a year, we can work out that calculation right now. We can times that by 12, we can go ahead right here, okay? Now, this is the amount of volume, sale volume, again, for an entire year, assuming that, of course, it doesn't drop off, which I personally believe it is definitely going to increase. Folks, this is a freaking huge number. 471,317,760. Guys, that is absolutely beastly. We're now gonna take this number, okay, gonna take this number and we're gonna work out what 4.25% of that is, and that's gonna be sort of the profit, I assume, before tax that Axie will be taking from this here, okay? So I'm literally just gonna copy this number here just to make things really simple, okay? Did some sort of previous calculations before, we'll ignore that. We'll input the new one here, okay? Let's go ahead and click the search. Okay, so that's 4.25%. So folks, this calculation is of course based on the year. Okay, so what figure do we have here? Okay, 20,031,004. Okay, 20,031,004 US dollars per year, guys, profit. That is really, really nice. At the current price, ladies and gentlemen, Axie Infinity, at the floor price of that calculation per year, assuming everything keeps going in the right direction of the business, are gonna be making around 20 million before tax in profits for the game Axie Infinity. I think it's absolutely amazing. And I'm not telling you all of this to sort of reveal how much they're making or anything like that. You know, well, I am, I guess, in a sense, but all the information is readily available there if people just want to go ahead and do some quick and basic, do some basic and quick calculations on this. But the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to see, I want you to understand why I am personally so bullish on this Axie Infinity ecosystem. Let's now talk about a few other reasons why I'm also extremely bullish before wrapping up the video. And I can tell you right now, Axie Infinity is a game that is in alpha stage. There are still sort of bugs and glitches on the platform. In all honesty, I don't think it's too bad, but the game does sort of crash sometimes. Things get stuck, there are bugs, you can't always sort of get in, which is totally typical and understanding for a game. And you know, in terms of people in the exposure of this game, there are only around maybe 100,000 people actually playing Axie Infinity, playing this game. You're able to earn SLP token, which you can then trade out for Ethereum. You can earn money playing the game. People in sort of, you know, wherever you are, whether you're in Africa, the Philippines, Australia, India, you got a mobile phone, you got internet connection, you can come online, you can play the game, and you can essentially earn crypto to essentially pay your bills, pay your rent, pay for your food, buy your dad or your mum or your grandma or your daughter or your son a new bike or something like that. Guys, this game has a lot of power. I'm not sponsored at all by Axie Infinity. I'm just a passionate gamer. I'm passionate about crypto, and somehow there's been this magical bridge of this game, Axie Infinity, that has been created, and I just think that is absolutely amazing. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. If you love Axie Infinity, you're bullish, drop a like on this video, sub to the channel, turn the notifications if you are new around here, and I'll catch you in next week's episode of Satoshi's Axies. Have a good one.